Hey, so it's been about 7 years and somewhat since I started my productivity and self improvement journey, right? But real progress happened about 1.5 years ago. See, when I started actually seeing progress is because I stopped letting junk in and started letting go of the junk, like taking them out and throwing out the trash, right? And so in today's video, I'm going to tell you how I managed to escape from my chaotic and, cluttered mind. So, hey everyone, I'm Yoshudi Basnet, a self proclaimed productivity and self improvement nerd from 7 years, right? Today, we are going to talk about how your cluttered mind and a chaotic mind has a grip on your life that you don't even know how much it affects your life, right? And first starting with this, let me give you an example. When you have the discipline, the momentum, the motivation to start and like get up and work, and get up and start working, and then you stare at the screen for 45 minutes without doing any work. I mean, you are probably not lazy or tired, right? But what there could be something called information overload happening in your brain. Maybe with a good information, bad information does not matter. Your brain could not have like organized the thoughts or been able to clear the garbage out of your system. So there is this haziness, a kind of mental fog that surrounds it, and it could be because of lack of mental clarity or lack of ways to express emotions, or having a very bad time processing pain. I was somewhat in a similar situation. I would not say I understand your pain, and because you are probably going through a different situations and I was going through a different situation. But I can somewhat understand your perspective about the mental clarity, not having mental clarity in life. Maybe because about the career, or maybe it's about something related to your loss of someone or a failure or something, right? And I can understand the feeling, that feeling, right? Because once there was this dark season in my life, the time I told you about at the beginning of the video 1.5 years ago. I had this dark season on my first biggest failure of life, right? And then there was this loneliness, and everything was very chaotic, right? And at that point of my life, I felt very helpless, right? Even though I was in this whole productivity circle, right? At that point of my life, I am a very strong believer of like you have the control over your destiny kind of guy. So when I figured out, like, at that point of my life, when I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, right? It was kind of painful. And I kept getting stuck in this mental chaotic loop. If I was not like, you know, doing enough, or I was doing something wrong, or everything is my fault, and this mental chaotic loop kept going on, and this mental fogness, haziness made me do nothing more than just stay in my bed, right? Stay in my bed in the dark room, right? All that shit, right? And then so there is a way to fix this loop, right? Or get through this loop. It's called journaling. And don't click off. Just wait. Thought was a kind of a load of bullshit, right? Because, well, I didn't believe in it either. It was something I felt like it's a feel good, do nothing kind of productivity stuff, right? But that time, at that point of my life, it wasn't even like, okay, I'm feeling all this pain, I need to write it down, I need to journal it down because I have heard this in a YouTube channel. It was more of like, okay, I need to write this down, or I need to like do something about this pain, like I need to remember this stuff, right? And so my first journaling session wasn't what you call a journaling session. It was more of a letter to my future self, which I realized after the 2 hours. After 2 hours that I after I started writing that, it was pretty unreadable. The handwriting, right? The paper was pretty wet because I had those teary eyes, and then everything was a scribble, right? And well, but I had wrote about 5 to 6 pages, right, of the emphasize paper, size for 4 to 6, 5 to 6 pages of it, right. And after the whole writing session, it felt kind of calm. It felt like I had this clear thought, right. Everything like just came into place. My life came into place. Like nothing has changed in this like 1 hour, 2 hour, right? It was as it was before 1 or 2 hour, but now it felt more organized. It was less chaotic. And the journaling bullshit turned into something like a lifeline to me. And since then, I have been like preaching journaling like it's the whole new technology or stuff like that. It's like my lifeline. That's how I've been preaching everyone to like do it around me. Uh, so I'm going to if you're convinced to try out journaling, I'm going to give you a simple framework to get started, because usually people get overwhelmed when there is all these things people talk about journaling, right? First of all, journaling isn't that hard. It's simple. It's way of writing down your feelings and emotions, and it's not just about like what your day was like. It was like about writing your emotions and being open towards yourself in a place where you can feel safe. That is journaling to me, right? So I think when you say some honest things to a paper, I don't think people will go out and spill those secrets to anyone. So it's more easier to be honest with the paper because it does not reflect judgment upon you. So now there are how to start journaling. Okay. The first step, there are two types of journaling. What I think, there are a lot of journaling, right? Grid journaling, this journaling. I think those are just like front end aesthetic things, right? It's like make it look pretty kind of thing. In the core of it, there are two types of journaling: prompted journaling and unprompted journaling. One, prompted journaling, it's basically what you think, or there is a set of questions you answer, right? How your day was, three things you have gratitude of, and all that thing, right? It's a structured way, organized thing, right? If you're an organized person, definitely go with prompted, right? And if you're more of a creative person and you are like, let me let me loose, I'm a wild beast kind of person, right? Go with a unprompted one. It's about just sitting there and letting your pen and your mind guide you through it, right? Just start by writing whatever comes to your mind in the first thing, right? And me, usually, I prefer unprompted because I like to be free when I'm writing, right? And what I suggest is try both and stick with whichever one clicks with you. So step two is picking your time, right? I prefer myself morning. And people usually say this is not important, right? But I say it's very important. Usually morning is to clear your head for the day, and night is to, well, reflect and unload all the shit that happened that day. And I myself prefer the morning because I want to start my day, start my work with a clear head so I can focus on stuff. Step three is just start writing. If you feel blank when you start writing, you can go for prompted. And if you still don't want to go prompted, I can have something, suggestion, just one question. Just ask yourself one question. What's one thing in my head right now? It could be something like, okay, there was this day I started my prompt journaling session with this in mind. What is on my mind right now? It's blank. So why is it blank? And it just kept going, and then I started writing, and you just catch up with the momentum and you keep going, right? That's a way. And don't worry about the whole making sense part or grammatically correct part or paragraph changing part and all that, right? Just write. Just be honest with yourself. Just write what you feel, right? Just write something that you would understand, or even if you did not understand, it's okay, because you do not need to read it back. That's the fun part about journaling. No one needs to read it, right? So while you start, step four is when you do start, keep it light. Just 5 to 10 minutes, right? A half page, a page, right? That's all you need. No aesthetic needed. This isn't Pinterest. It's just what you need to write and get out of your system. Get the things out of your system. So that's why start light, right? Keep it light. Just write a page, take out a page, and just start writing, right? And honestly, it will just be like you will start enjoying it. I hope you will start enjoying it because I started enjoying it a lot. Next, we are going to talk about why this works. I mean, psychologically, right? So, one reason it works is basically because it provides you with a organized thought, a way to organize your thoughts, and a way to, you know, get some relief, what we call mental relief, right? Another reason would be it shifts your mindset from emotional thinking to more of a rational thinking, right? And a logical thinking. So it can help you process things or situation which are like emotionally intense or emotionally pressured kind of situations into a more logical aspect, in a logical way. Now, it will help you connect, also help you connect pain with a purpose, a higher purpose, right? So all this were for stability, right? So there is something that this helps in growth as well. It will 10x your growth, right? It will keep track about your small habits, triggers, and the daily habits or the catch. It will catch patterns, right? Small patterns you do like you do not notice, and when you notice those patterns, those small habits that are disrupting your productivity or your growth, right, and you start eliminating them one by one, right, it will 10x your growth. Journaling is not just a productivity tool, it's a lifeline, a mirror, a pen, a sword, right? For people like me, it's a lifeline as well. So, what I'll tell you is stop overthinking it and just start writing. 5 minutes of writing today can save you 5 years of pain down the line. And if you like this video or this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be sharing more mental rewrites, tips and tools and productivity stuff. And comment if you think anything should be improved in the video, right? There are a lot of things I need to improve. So please comment down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Go start writing.